when you do get into one of those like processes, like I'm just going to build a sale. I need a good sales page for this. But then you're like, wait a minute, the sales page goes to an order form, but then the order form goes to a thank you page, and the thank you page goes to an email. And you're like, oh my God, I that's not as simple as just building a sales page. But one thing I figured this one out on my own was if you just always write it, I write it down on a piece of paper, all the list of like what has to happen. Like, well, if the person comes to my website, how'd they get there? Okay, they did this. They go to my website, they click on the page, they go to the thing. I write it all down, and then I don't read it upside down, but I turn the page upside down and rewrite it in backwards order.
Okay.
That's how I fix that problem of I know I'm doing the right thing, because like because if I don't, you have to work on everything backwards, right? And there's a shortcut, like a heuristic. Everything in your business can be thought of as discovery to purchase.
Okay.
Discovery to purchase, like on the outside. Inside is delivery and retention, right?
Right.
But outside of your membership is discovery to purchase, always. So like if you just say, okay, well, the order form has to be done. Let's just say I stop there. How'd they get to the order form? You go back one page. How did they get to that page? They go back one page. And that takes you to what you need to do last, not what you need to do first. But everybody wants to record the podcast first. Everybody wants to make the sales page first. Everybody wants to do the webinar first, but it's backwards. So I always think backwards in everything that we do now. And we actually whiteboard that out. Like we'll take a whole day creating a process for something just to flip it upside down and do it backwards.
That makes a lot of sense. I've actually been thinking about that in terms of Facebook ads recently. I heard someone say something similar about, because I always spent all my time on my sales page when I dabbled with Facebook ads. And she was saying, no, your sales page doesn't matter. She's like, get your ads right so that you know that you're stopping the scroll, that you know you can get a click through. And then you learn quickly what messaging, what angles of your message are resonating. And you just send them to a basic sales page. But then you write your sales page based on which ads are converting, because then you have more information.
So let's say that statement works like this. I need to run ads to make sales. Intuitively, you're like, okay, well, let's get the sales page ready, right?
Yeah.
Because I got to send them there. That's where I'm going to send them. That's not true. Work backwards. How'd they get to the sales page?
Yeah.
They clicked on the ad. Well, what do I got to do to get an ad? Well, I got to write the copy. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just working backwards to find the actual first thing you need to work on next.
Right.
And they're all dependent on each other. Like,
right.
Like they are all dependent on each other. So sometimes you've got to batch those tasks. Like to do the whole thing, I've got to build the whole thing. Yeah. But Monday I'll write the ad. And now that informs, I always, one thing I always do too is, and I guarantee you somebody's going to go, duh, when I say this, I never, ever write a subject line for an email first. That is the dumbest thing you could ever do, is to try to write a subject line first, right? Because everybody's got their subject line top 20 and all that nonsense. No, you write the PS first. You always write the PS first, because the PS is the abstract of the email. It is not a true PS. Like I wrote an email this morning. And it was, I knew the theme of the email. We had an awesome member of our community named Kevin Depew. He just hit 200 members in his guitar lessons website, and he quit his job yesterday. And we've been working with Kevin for 3-something years. Yay. Like, I mean, just I was in a coffee shop in Lexington, Kentucky. And when I read it, Carrie, my community manager, sent it to me. She was super happy because we celebrate those wins for our people. I started crying. I wept openly, and then people were walking by me, and a couple of them looked like they were going to stop and be like, "Did someone die?" Like, I really did. I was like, just like, I was a mess, man. And but like, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, these tests. What was I saying? I totally lost my train of thought because I just thought about Kevin and I got crying. What were we talking about?
PS.
Oh yeah, the PS. Yeah. So I knew the theme this morning. I really wanted to talk about Kevin in my email, but the point was. But if I just started, I could be like, Kevin quits his job, whatever. That's not that what the truth. But the goal was, I need to get people to sign up for my summer sale.
Yeah,
that was the goal. So I said, P.S. The summer sale ends on July 21st. Get our quarterly discount, so you can quit your job like Kevin Depew. So that informed the letter itself. So then I went back and wrote the email. And that informed the subject line, which ended up being name, comma, something amazing happened yesterday, ... Yeah. So now I have this curiosity that leads into the letter that leads into the PS, which will convert sales today. Yeah. Right. So you just work backwards. Always work backwards, and you'll always figure out
focused that way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What to work on next is always backwards.